Welcome to lesson on Introduction to SAP S/4HANA Cloud. Now that we understand what ERP is and how SAP has evolved over the years, it's time to look at SAP's latest and greatest ERP offering, SAP S/4HANA Cloud. Imagine for a moment that you're in charge of IT at Apple and you want a system that can seamlessly manage everything from finance to supply chain across all your global operations, and you want it to be accessible by teams anywhere, anytime. That's exactly the kind of scenario SAP S/4HANA Cloud is built for. In this lesson, we will introduce what S/4HANA Cloud is, what makes it special, and how it works in practice. We'll use Apple as our running example to illustrate the features. Think of planning iPhone production, tracking AirPods inventory, and analyzing Apple Store sales, all with a modern cloud-based system. By the end of this lesson, you'll have a clear picture of what SAP S/4HANA Cloud offers and why it's a game changer for enterprises. Ready to explore the cloud-powered engine that can run a company like Apple? Let's jump in. SAP S/4HANA Cloud is essentially SAP's cutting-edge ERP system delivered through the cloud. It combines the power of the SAP S/4HANA suite, the latest generation of SAP's ERP software, with the convenience and flexibility of cloud computing. In simpler terms, it's an all-in-one business management software that you access over the internet rather than installing on your own servers. SAP S/4HANA Cloud helps companies run all their key operations, from accounting, procurement, and sales to manufacturing, supply chain, and human resources in a unified system. Because it's part of the S/4HANA family, it runs on SAP's high-performance HANA database, which means it can process and analyze large volumes of data in real time. And because it's cloud, SAP hosts the system for you and takes care of things like maintenance, security patches, and upgrades, delivering updates regularly without the customer having to do the heavy lifting. To put it in a scenario, if Apple were using SAP S/4HANA Cloud, all of Apple's core business data would reside in SAP's secure cloud. Apple's finance team could close the books at quarter end by pulling data that's instantly updated from every Apple Store and online channel worldwide. Apple's procurement managers could see purchase orders for iPhone components and track supplier deliveries in real time, all through a web interface. Meanwhile, Apple's sales and inventory data across different countries would be visible in one consolidated dashboard. And if Tim Cook wanted to check a KPI, say the current revenue from services or the inventory turnover for MacBooks, he could get that report on the fly because the HANA engine behind the scenes can crunch numbers incredibly quickly. What makes S/4HANA Cloud stand out? Let's break down some of its defining characteristics. S/4HANA Cloud isn't a light version of SAP. It's a full-fledged ERP system. It covers finance, controlling, management accounting, sales, supply chain, manufacturing, project management, and more. Essentially, the same breadth of modules that SAP's traditional on-premise system offers is available here, but optimized for cloud delivery. This means a company like Apple could manage its entire business process landscape within S/4HANA Cloud, from tracking raw materials for Apple Watches to managing customer orders on the Apple online store. As a software as a service, S/4HANA Cloud is maintained by SAP in their data centers. For the user, the company, that means no worrying about installing software on their own hardware, no manual upgrades, and no downtime to apply patches. SAP handles that. For Apple, this would be like always having the latest version of the software. When SAP improves a feature or adds a new capability, say a new way to forecast product demand using AI, that update gets rolled out to Apple's system automatically. In fact, SAP updates S/4HANA Cloud on a regular schedule with major releases a couple of times a year. This continuous update cycle ensures that companies are always running on the newest technology and best practices without big disruptive upgrade projects. SAP S/4HANA Cloud comes with built-in SAP Best Practices, essentially pre-configured business processes that SAP has refined from decades of experience with thousands of companies. For a company like Apple, this means if they were to implement S/4HANA Cloud for a new business unit or a specific process, they could leverage these ready-made processes. For example, a standard way to handle order to cash or procure to pay and get up and running quickly. The system is designed for relatively quick deployment because much of the basic setup is already done according to industry standards. This is especially beneficial for smaller subsidiaries or new acquisitions of a big company. They can be onboarded to the ERP quickly by using the cloud solution with minimal customization. S/4HANA Cloud uses SAP's modern user interface called Fiori. Instead of the old school text-heavy screens that some earlier SAP versions had, Fiori provides a simple, intuitive experience with tiles and icons, much like using apps on a tablet. Imagine an Apple inventory manager logging into the system and seeing a dashboard with a tile for current iPhone inventory, another for open purchase orders, and another for pending approvals. Each tile might show a real-time number or alert, for example, a red indicator if inventory is below a safety stock level. The manager can click any tile to dive deeper, just like tapping an app on an iPad. This design makes it easier for users to navigate and perform their tasks, reducing the learning curve. Because S/4HANA Cloud runs on the HANA in-memory database, analytics are built into the transactional system. This means Apple's teams can not only input transactions like creating a purchase order or posting an invoice, but also immediately analyze data without needing a separate data warehouse for most reports. For example, a financial analyst at Apple could use S/4HANA Cloud to instantly generate a profitability report for the latest iPhone model. The system can pull in sales revenue, subtract costs, and show profit margins in real time because all that data lives in memory. S/4HANA Cloud also comes with pre-built analytical content and KPIs, and even predictive analytics. This could help Apple forecast, say, demand spikes for AirPods during the holiday season by analyzing trends within the ERP itself. One big advantage of a modern cloud ERP is that it can embed new technologies more readily. SAP S/4HANA Cloud has started incorporating artificial intelligence and machine learning in various processes. For instance, the system might use machine learning to automatically match incoming supplier invoices to purchase orders, reducing manual work for accounts payable, or to predict late deliveries from a supplier based on past data. For Apple, think about the benefit of the system predicting that a shipment of camera modules for iPhones might be delayed based on patterns. The procurement team could get an alert and proactively adjust production plans. SAP also includes features for robotic process automation to automate routine tasks, and even options to integrate Internet of Things IoT data. Imagine the system automatically recording a production count from a sensor on a Foxconn assembly line. All these smart features help companies run more efficiently and proactively. While S/4HANA Cloud encourages using standard best practices, it doesn't mean a company like Apple can't tailor it to some degree. The system provides extensibility options. For example, Apple could add a custom field to a form, or create a specific approval workflow if needed. There are built-in tools for these light customizations, often no code or low code, meaning you don't need to be a programmer to configure them. Moreover, S/4HANA Cloud is designed to integrate with other systems. It can connect with other SAP Cloud services like SuccessFactors for HR or Ariba for procurement, and also with third-party systems through APIs. So if Apple has a proprietary system for, say, R&D project management, it could interface that with S/4HANA Cloud to share relevant data. In summary, SAP S/4HANA Cloud is a powerful, modern ERP solution that encapsulates SAP's decades of experience in a cloud delivery model. For companies like Apple, it offers the promise of running all their critical operations on a unified platform that is fast, always up to date, and infused with the latest technology innovations. This means fewer IT headaches since SAP manages the infrastructure and updates, and more focus on the business itself. Apple's teams could collaborate in one system, see one version of the truth, and take advantage of real-time insights to make smarter decisions. All of this sets the stage for our next lesson, where we will specifically compare the benefits of S/4HANA Cloud to the traditional ERP setups that companies used to rely on. Now that you know what S/4HANA Cloud is and what it can do, you'll better appreciate those differences and advantages. In this lesson, we explored SAP S/4HANA Cloud and saw how it represents the state of the art in ERP systems. To recap, S/4HANA Cloud is SAP's modern cloud-based ERP that brings together all of a company's key business processes on a fast, in-memory platform accessible from anywhere. We discussed how it operates on SAP's HANA database for real-time performance, how SAP manages the software in the cloud so users always have the latest features, and how the system comes with a friendly Fiori interface and built-in best practices. SAP S/4HANA Cloud covers the full range of business functions: finance, supply chain, sales, and so on, within one cloud solution. Companies like Apple can run everything on it, meaning data flows seamlessly across departments in real time. As a cloud service, S/4HANA Cloud is maintained and updated by SAP regularly. Users automatically get enhancements and new features without lengthy upgrades. This keeps businesses on the cutting edge of process improvements and technology. With the powerful HANA engine underneath, S/4HANA Cloud allows instant analysis of data. In practical terms, this means Apple's managers could generate live reports like current sales versus inventory whenever needed, helping them react quickly to trends or issues. The use of the SAP Fiori UI makes the system easier to navigate and use, reducing training time and encouraging adoption. Just as Apple focuses on user experience in its products, SAP has done similarly for enterprise users with S/4HANA Cloud. S/4HANA Cloud isn't just doing the same old things in a new way. It also includes modern features like AI-driven automation and predictive analytics. This means the system can actively assist users, for example, by predicting stock shortages or automating routine tasks, adding intelligence to day-to-day operations. Think about how these features would play out in a company like Apple. For instance, how valuable is it that an Apple supply chain planner can detect a component shortage immediately and reroute supply all within the same system? Or that Apple's finance team can trust that the figures they see are up to the minute and accurate across all countries. The agility and confidence that S/4HANA Cloud provides can be a game changer. Now that you have a solid understanding of what SAP S/4HANA Cloud is, you're well equipped for the next lesson. In the next lesson, we'll compare S/4HANA Cloud to traditional ERP systems to highlight the benefits and innovations it brings. You'll be able to clearly see why moving to a system like S/4HANA Cloud can be transformative for businesses. Keep these key points in mind, and let's move on to see how the new and old worlds of ERP stack up.